Okay, so first we must make sure it's in general form, right? So we have, this one is already in general form, so we just do complete the square, okay? We factor the 4 out. Okay, the 5 you can ignore for now, right? Pretend it's not there. So you take the 4 out, so t squared plus, so what will be the new term after that? Okay, Tony, if we take the 4 out, what's after the t squared?
You put so you divide 10 by 4.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, and then which is wait,
So
hold
write
on.
it in fraction, what over what?
It's 10 over 4.
Yeah, 10 over 4t,
T.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now 10 over 4, because that one can be reduced, right? 10 over 4. So can you reduce that as well, Tony?
10 over 4, if I reduce it, it will be 5 over 2.
Yeah, okay. So we write it down as 5 over 2 instead.
Okay.
Okay, so that's factor A. And then we need to divide it by 2. Okay, so we take the middle number, 5 over 2, divide by 2. Henry, what would that become?
That would be 5 over 4.
Yeah, so it will be 5 over 4 that you added on at the back. So 5 over 4 squared and then close bracket, right? So that's the step 1. Factor A, divide by 2, right? Now we need to balance. You subtract at the back. Balance 5 over 4 squared times it by 4. And then remember, we ignore the 5 at the beginning, right? You need to put it back. So this is your step 3, right? Factor A, divide by 2, balance. You've done this, I think, at least 20 times, 30 times, right? So, but still, I still see mistakes coming up from the balancing part when you try to simplify. Okay, so this part is fine, right? Then we have 4 and then t plus 5 over 4. We complete the square. Okay, and then for this part, for the step 3, you can do that on the side, right, to simplify it. So 5 over 4 squared times 4 plus 5, okay? It should be negative at the front, don't forget. You follow the order of operation, okay? So you have to do exponent first. So that will give you 25 over 16 times it by 4 plus 5. And then the 4 and 16 can reduce each other, makes it 1 and 4. So that will give you negative 25 over 4 plus 5. Have the common denominator, okay? Negative 25 over 4 plus 20 over 4. Any questions so far? Okay. If you are doing everything by hand, right, for the balancing part, right? This is the step that you follow. So your final number, negative 24 over 4, negative 25 over 4 plus 20 over 4. Jenny, what does that become?
Sorry, can you repeat the question, please?
What's the answer over here after you add those two fractions? Did you see it, Jenny?
Sorry. Hello?
Yeah, yeah. Negative 25 over 4 plus 20 over 4. What's that?
Negative 5 over 4.
Yeah, negative 5 over 4. Okay, so for the balancing part, it simplifies into negative 5/4 equal to 0. All right. So once you do the complete the square, you change the 2 variable into 1 variable. Then you can start to isolate, right? Isolate variable. When we isolate a variable, which one needs to move first? Wilson?
Sorry, for which one?
So from here, right, from this line, we want to isolate the t now. Okay, so which one needs to move first?
I'm sorry, I'm a bit confused. Can you explain it? Because there's no T here.
T is right here, T. This is T. You see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to isolate the T, isolate. You want to move things over to the right side. Which one needs to go over to the right?
4 or 5/4?
Which one goes first?
5/4?
Yeah, so what does it become then?
Negative minus 5/4.
Negative 5/4 goes to the right side or become positive.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's positive plus 5/4.
So on the right side will be 5/4. Okay, what about on the left side?
Does it stays negative, does it not?
After you move the negative 5/4 to the right hand side, what is still on the left?
T?
Just T, so T, that's all?
Well, 4 and then T squared.
4 and bracket, can you say out the whole thing?
Yeah, 4 bracket T bracket squared.
Well, there's a plus 5/4, right? Do you see
then-
that?
Yeah,
And
sorry,
then
my-
there's a square.
okay. I see how it works now. So yeah, it's
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep going. What's the next thing we want to move over?
4.
And how do we do that?
Do you do 5/4 and then minus 4?
On the left side, the 4 is multiplying with the
Oh.
bracket. So you need to do the opposite.
So you divide.
Yeah. So can you tell me what to write after that?
So it's divide, but I don't know how to write it on the right side.
You write divide by 4. Can you keep your mic on, please?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So both sides divided by 4. Right?
Yeah. So then it would be bracket T plus 5/4, bracket squared, and then equals to 5/4 times 1/4.
And what would that equal?
1 moment. Five over 16.
Yeah. Okay. And then what's the next thing we want to get rid of?
The squared.
Yeah, very good. How do we get rid of that?
I'm not quite sure, dude. Yeah,
What's
I'm not
the
quite sure.
opposite- What's opposite of square?
Root.
Yeah, we do square root on both sides. Okay, so we put square root on the left.
And then square root for 5/16.
And the moment you put the square root on, you need to also write what? In front of the square root, what do you need?
In front, like,
You need a plus.
plus minus or plus
Yeah.
equal. Yeah, plus minus.
Okay, could be positive, could be negative. So what happens on the left side now?
I forget. I don't remember.
The square will cancel out with the square root, right? That's the whole purpose. So what's left?
Oh, sorry. You're talking about on the. Sorry, I thought you were talking about on the right side. Yeah. So the left side is
Yeah, I said
square
left.
root and then t plus 5/4.
The square root and the square, they canceled out.
Also, it's just t plus 5/4
Yeah.
bracket. Wait, is there a bracket? Do you need a bracket?
There's nothing outside, right? So
Okay.
you can keep it or not, doesn't matter. Okay, we just keep it simple. Now on the right side, we need to still simplify it. So when you grab it on the side, do some simplifying. Do you remember how to do that?
Do you not just plug into a calculator and do it?
No, because if you put it in, it will just come out decimals, right? And that's not what we are looking for. Can you turn your mic on?
Yeah. Can you see this as square root 5/16?
Yes, okay. So first thing you need to split it. And then what
And
can we
then
do?
simplify the denominator,
Yeah.
root 5/4.
That's right, okay? So if it's perfect square, you just simplify. So we put that back, right? So you will have plus minus root 5/4. We're almost done, okay? And then what do we do now?
Do you move the left side 5/4 over?
That's right. And
So then it's square root 5/4 minus 5/4.
okay, so the 5/4 will become minus, right?
Right.
That number, you put it in front, okay? So that's also another mistake, but it's not really a mistake, okay? It's the form that we prefer to keep it in. So you have everything together with a plus minus in the middle.
Mhm.
So they have the same denominator, right?
Right.
Okay, then we can write it together as over 4, okay? And then -5 plus minus root 5 on the top. Okay, so
Okay.
your answer will always have this form, this kind of look at the end. Okay,
Okay.
all right. So even if the 4 is not divisible into 10, right, from the beginning, the 4 and the 10 is not divisible, right? You still can do complete square. You just have everything in fractions. Okay, and then question D will be similar, except you need to move the 2 to the left side first, right? To have it in general form before you begin. Okay, so this should be a review of what we did, where we left off before the break. And then today we're gonna extend this idea and then learn our last method, okay? Can you raise your hand if you're okay with these questions? And then we're gonna move on. Okay, so the answers, right, as you do all the A, B, C, D, right, for your homework, you will see that all the answer will have this form, negative something, or it doesn't have to be negative, sometimes could be positive, right? It will be something plus minus square root something, right, over something. Each question for A, B, C, D, they are like that, okay? So there must be a pattern. So that's what we are going to do today, okay? We're going to find that pattern and then see if we can get the answer faster, right? As you can see, this takes so many steps, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It took us 7 steps, okay? So if every answer always gonna land up the same form, there should be a faster way. So we are going up, okay, going back up to our last method. So this is our fifth method, okay? Just quickly recap what are the 5 methods here. We had GCF, cross factor, right? Isolate variable last time, right? We learned complete square. Today we're gonna learn the quadratic formula. Okay, this is our last one. Okay, so let's go to page 53. So quadratic formula, quadratic equation, quadratic function, okay? Very confusing, right? Let's clear that up, okay? Take a look at what's the difference. We started by learning quadratic function. Okay, quadratic function means you can have x and y. So usually it looks like this. Okay, so you can graph parabola. Okay, so when you see the word function, that means means you have an input and an output. Okay, so you can graph it, x and y. And then if you have an equation, quadratic equation, you replace the y with a 0. Okay, so you'll get something like this: ax squared plus bx plus c. Instead of equal to y, you're equal to 0. That means you're looking for the x-intercept of the graph. Okay, and you solve for x. The answer that you find is the x-intercept. Okay, we call that quadratic equation. Okay, and then the thing that we are learning now, quadratic formula, is just one of the method to solve the equation. Okay, it's the method to find or to solve quadratic equation, QE, okay? So we have 5 methods. This one is one of them. All right, so I hope you don't get confused anymore, okay, with all these terms. Okay, so we'll talk about when to use this later, okay? First, let's take a look at how to use it, all right? So you started with a quadratic equation, right? This one is a quadratic equation. So normally we do complete square, right? So we're gonna do that again by yourself. So this one is 2x squared plus 3x minus 1 equals 0. So do what we just did at the beginning of class, right? When we did the review, this thing. Okay, complete the square. Okay, and then isolate the x. So let you try that. Okay, so same thing. This one, the 2 is not divisible into 3, right? So you have to keep it in fractions. Right, so please do the complete square. Let me know once you get to the standard form. Okay. Oh, okay. So which part do you need to copy, Henry? This page or? Okay. Right, so everyone do the factor A divide by 2 balance, okay, on the right hand side. So once you got that, you can raise your hand, okay. Don't
Mr.
isolate.
Jason,
Yeah.
for this one, is it gonna end up like the question that I did before? Like the square root?
For questions like question C that we just did.
Yeah, is this one and that one have like the same
Yeah,
answer?
same steps, not the same answer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the final form will look similar. Right now, just get a complete square first. Okay, we want to make sure everyone complete the square correctly. And then we'll isolate the x together, okay? Okay, so please raise your hand.
Wait, Mr. Jason, do we use quadratic formula or just standard form? Can we use
Standard
quadratic
form.
formula to solve?
We are not using formula. We haven't learned it yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're just doing what we did in the homework, okay? Complete the square, get the standard form. Raise your hand once you got the standard form. Okay, Bernice, after we take out the 2, what's the next term after x squared?
3/2x.
Yeah, very good. Thank you. And then Aaron, what goes after 3/2x?
You divide it by 2.
Mm-hmm.
So it's bracket 3/4,
Yeah,
and then that's squared.
square. Very good. Okay, don't forget to write plus. Close the bracket. Now we want to balance. Okay, Isabella, how do we balance?
Do I just say the numbers inside the bracket?
Yeah.
X plus 3/4 bracket
Oh,
squared.
not the next line yet. I
Not
mean the balancing part. We
Oh,
still have
oh.
this part. Yeah.
Negative
Mm-hmm.
bracket 3/4
Yeah.
squared
Yeah.
and 2
Yeah.
minus 1.
Yeah. And then equals to 0. Okay, thank you, Isabella. Okay, now be careful when you try to simplify the balancing, okay? All right, Angeline, what goes inside the bracket here on the second line?
X squared plus 3/4 squared.
You don't have the square. You don't need a square. Just
Oh
X
yeah, yeah,
plus
sorry.
3/4. Square, where does it go?
After the bracket.
Yeah, okay, so that's completing the square. All right, now we need to get the number for the last part, right? Outside the bracket. Okay, if you got that part, please raise your hand. follow the order of operation? Okay, Geoffrey, what number do you have?
I got 17 over 8, negative 17 over 8.
Okay, negative 17 over 8. Okay, can you raise your hand if you finish up to here? All right, so now, Wilson, can you carry out the next couple steps now? Isolate the x. What do we do now?
Do you put negative 17 over 8 on the right side?
That's right.
So
So
then
right
it's
side,
0 plus 17 over 8.
so that's the same as 17
Yeah,
over
just
8.
17 over 8.
Okay, what about left side?
And then you put positive 3 over 4 on the right side.
Right hand side?
Wait, I'm
After-
confused.
After you move that to the right side, right?
Mhm.
The left side, you just copy it again.
I'm sorry, can you explain what, like,
We
copy?
move the green thing, right? The green part to the right hand side, right?
Mhm.
So
Right.
that one is gone. So the part that is still left is just the 2 and bracket.
Wait, Mr. Jason, your voice is cut out. Your voice is cutting out.
Okay, how about now? Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
it's better now.
Okay, so if you move the green number to the right hand side,
Mhm.
the left side you are just left with the 2 and the bracket
And the squared as well.
and the square. What's inside the bracket?
X plus 3 over 4.
Yeah. Okay, we are doing one step at a time, right? First, we move the green number. What's after we move over? What do we do now?
I'm not sure, but do you try to isolate the X?
Yeah, that's what we
So then, do you remove the 3 over 4 and put it onto the other side?
Okay, can you take a look at what we did when we were doing the homework question? Because I went over that one with you, right? You remember this one?
Yeah.
We moved the minus 5 over 4 to the other side, right?
Right.
You see a yellow highlighted?
Mhm. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, so after we moved it over, what do we do next?
You get rid of the number outside of the bracket.
What's that?
Well, in this case, it's 4.
Yeah, after we get rid of the 4, what do we do next?
You get rid of the square root.
Get rid of the square.
Yeah, square, sorry, square.
Yeah. Okay, and then after that, we simplify the square root.
Mhm.
Remember?
Yeah, remember.
Okay, and then you move the 5 over 4 at the last step. Right?
Right.
The 5
Yeah.
over 4, you only touch it at the end. After the square is gone, the bracket is gone. Okay?
Okay.
Now let's go back, right?
So then you do the left side divided by 2 and then the right side divided by 2 as well.
Mhm,
So then it's 17 over 8 times 1 over 2,
mhm.
which is 17 over 16, I think.
Okay, and
And
then,
then the left side is x plus 3 over 4. No, yeah, bracket. Bracket squared, and then next step do square root.
mhm,
So then, and then you do positive negative.
very good.
Then
And
it's x plus 3 over 4 equals to square root 17 over 16. Hang on.
minus, yeah.
17 over, and then it's hang on. So then it's square root 17 over square root 16. which is square root 17 over 4.
Okay, so 3 over 4 equals to plus minus root 17 over 4.
Right.
Okay.
And then where is it? And then you move the 3 over 4 over, which is minus 3 over 4
And where do we put the minus 3 over 4?
in front.
Yeah. So x equals
Negative 3 and then positive negative square root 17. Oh yeah, plus and then over 4. Well, no,
yeah,
is it plus?
over 4.
Or do you not write anything? Do you just write the positive negative square root?
Yeah, you write plus minus square root in between the negative 3 and root 17.
Okay.
Okay, so what this means is you have two answers. You have one answer using the plus. Okay, the other answer is using the minus. So put it together, you just write plus minus, but it actually represent two numbers. So if they are asking for exact values, oh, okay, why is it negative 17 over 8? Okay, we'll get to there, okay? So if they are asking for simplest radical form, this is called simplest radical form. Then you leave the answer like that. If they say, please round your answer to some decimal, right? Round it to the 100th or 10th, then you need to type in each of the answer at the bottom, right? Type it into the calculator, then it'll give you decimals, okay? This one, right? Another decimal. Both of them will be different numbers, okay? Because one is using plus, one is using minus. Okay, so I have a question about how we got the 17 over 8. 17 over 8 is from simplifying the balance, right? Remember, you need to follow order of operation. So let's do it on the side, okay? So that part, right? That's the balancing part. So if we follow the order of operation, Kat, what do we do first?
Exponent?
Yeah, so exponent is on the 3 over 4, right?
Yeah.
So it becomes,
9 over 16.
yeah, 9 over 16, okay? And then bracket and bracket 2 minus 1. There's still a negative in the front. What do we do next?
Do you times it by 2 first?
Yeah, and we do multiplying first, but since there's a fraction, we want to see if we can reduce as well. Can we reduce anything?
2 and 16.
Yeah, 2 and 16, so it becomes?
1 and 8.
Yeah. Okay, so now you are just left with negative 9 over 8 minus 1, right?
Is it? Oh, okay, I see.
Okay, and how do we minus them together? Other than using calculator, how do we minus?
Times it by 8.
Yeah, okay, we need to get common denominator. Okay, negative 9 over 8 minus 8 over 8, like that. And that will become?
17 over.
Yeah, negative 17 over 8. Okay, so that's where the negative 17 over 8 from. Okay, so the balancing part, okay, very important, how to simplify that fraction. Just follow order of operation. So as you can see, once again, it takes us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps. Okay, so with the quadratic formula, it's going to help us to get to the answer much faster. So usually we use that method if they don't tell you to use complete square, right? Because it's faster, then you don't need to spend time. Unless they say, please solve by complete square, then you must show these 7 steps. Okay, So let's take a look at how to use the formula. So first of all, you must make sure your equation is in general form, right? So on the left side, okay, we're gonna copy this down. Copy the question down again, okay? And then you compare with this general form, the one I highlighted here. Okay. These are the general form. So the formula only work for general form. So if it's not, you have to change it first. So you compare and then figure out what's the ABC, okay? So the value for A is the number in front of x squared, so that will be 2, right? The number for B, what's the value for B here, Naomi?
Wait, what do you mean by value for B?
B, right? Do you see the ABC here? A,
Yeah.
B, C. Okay, so if you compare with the equation we're solving, what's the number for B?
3.
Yep. Okay, and Tony, what about the number for C?
-1.
Yep, very good. Okay, so A is in front of x squared, B is in front of x, and C is the one that doesn't have any x. Okay, so first of all, you turn it into general form, figure out what the ABC is, and then you just plug it into the formula. Wilson, have you learned the formula before, quadratic formula? Or have you seen it before?
Good question. I think I've seen it like once or twice
Okay,
at school. Like some of my friends, they take like higher math than me, so then they like share the homework, but I don't really know how to do it. So it's kind of like my first time learning it. So
no problem. Okay, do you understand up to here so far how we got the ABC?
yeah.
Okay, so now the formula looks like this. You can copy this down. Negative B plus minus square root B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. Okay, a lot of letters, right? All right, so can you raise your hand after you copy this down?
Mr. Jason, is it not instead of A, is it not AC? Oh no, you wrote 8C. Sorry, I heard O for some reason.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's C, sorry.
Yeah, I probably said 4AC, so it sounds like OC. Okay. All right, please raise your hand after you copy this formula down. Make sure you got all the letters correct. Okay. So where did they get this formula from? They did the same thing as what we did on the right-hand side. Okay, we still factor the A divided by 2, balance, you do the complete square, but instead with the numbers, they did it with the letters ABC. Okay, so each of the ABC represent numbers. Okay, so that's why at the end, your answer will have ABC inside. Okay, please raise your hand if you finish copying the formula. We're gonna go through how to plug it in. Okay, Tony, did you finish copying?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Now, because sometimes the ABC could be positive, could be negative, okay? So it's better for you to keep the letters inside the brackets, keep the number inside the brackets, okay? So before you plug in the numbers, we write out the brackets, okay? Before we plug the number in. So B squared minus 4AC, okay? Those are the like boxes, okay? Where we put the numbers in. All right? But sometimes without the brackets, it will look like plus or subtracting, okay? Sometimes your sign will be wrong, okay? So to avoid that mistake, always write a bracket around each number you plug in. So now we just plug in the ABC that we found, okay? Negative B, so B is 3, right? So plug 3 in. Square root B squared minus 4AC, right? Over 2A. Okay, can you raise your hand if you understand how we got this filled out? Okay, Anya, Shanier, Tony, any questions? How to fill out this one?
No.
Okay. So now all we need to do is simplify it, okay? So -3 is just -3, right? With bracket or without is still the same. Now inside we have 3 squared minus 4 times 2 times -1. You have to follow the order of operation. We do square, right? Minus,
Jason,
yeah, Tony.
I have a question. Is the squared red part, is that like the equation, right?
The formula.
Yeah, the formula.
Yeah, that's the formula.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. All right, and then inside the square root, we have 4 times 2 times -1. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times -1 is -8, right? So it'll be -8 over 2 times 2 is 4, right? Now continue. -3 plus minus 9 minus -8, that's 17, right? Over 4. Okay, so you see now we have this answer and you try to check with the right hand side, we got the same. So every single general equation, right, quadratic equation, you can plug it into the formula. Then you don't need to do complete square. Okay, so you will use this method if they do not mention, okay, you have to use complete square, then this way is the faster way to go, right? Less chance of for you to get a mistake. Okay. So the thing at the bottom is just for you to test yourself, okay? What goes inside there? What letter, right? -b plus minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a, okay? So you look at the blank, see if you can memorize it, because they won't give it to you. Well, I think some teacher, they give it to you, okay? So, but it's better that you memorized it. Okay, can you raise your hand if you're okay with this section? So this is our last method, okay, for solving the equation. Make sure you have the notes down, okay, how we found it. So if you are interested in how they figure out the formula step by step, okay, you can Google it, right? You can type in quadratic formula, right? Then they should have the steps showing you how to go from general form and then into x equal, okay, into isolating the x. Okay, Henry and Shanier, are you guys done writing it down?
Just give me a second. I need to copy the last parts.
Okay. So we're gonna try one more questions, okay? But this time we are not using complete square, okay? We want to use the formula. So let's go to next page. So we are going to do question 7a. Okay, so it tells you to use quadratic formula here, right? And then at the end, run the answer to the nearest hundredth. So once you use the formula, you need to tap into the calculator. So of course, you can see that this is not a general form, right? So we need to do some work before we can apply it, okay? Before we can plug in the numbers, because we don't have ABC here, right? So first, we need to change to general form. And how do we do that? Have we seen something like this before, changing to general form? We did something like this, okay? If you go back to page 50, question B. Is that the same question? I don't think so, yeah, but similar, right? You have two fractions. Okay, so you can take a look what we did. I'll let you try it, right? Once you got the general form, okay, please raise your hand. We'll check that first. If you don't have
Wait,
one,
Mr. Jason.
yeah, Wilson,
So we're turning the 2 over x plus 1, that one into general form, right?
we're turning this, where is it? This one. 2 over x minus 3, this one. Into
Oh, all
general
right.
form. Okay, I was just showing you that we did something similar before. This one is similar, just different numbers, right? Okay, from this example, you can see we need to multiply both sides by common denominator. Okay. You can ask me questions if you are not sure what to do, okay? Then I'll help you get started. Okay, is there anyone done? Got a general form? Okay, what should we do to begin? What's the first step here? Jenny?
Multiply both sides by x minus 3 and x plus 2.
Very good. Common denominator. Okay, we have one person got a general form.
Mr. Jason, I have a question. How do you times it in? Like, how do you
Like on the
multiply
left.
the common denominator for the left side?
Okay, so let's go back up, okay? Let's learn something from here. Okay, so do you see that we multiply the left side by x plus 1, x minus 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's just that like I don't know how to write the final result.
yeah, so the outside thing, okay, you need to multiply into, let me draw it, into each of them, each of the fraction inside, okay?
Mhm.
And then so you do one at a time. So you pretend you don't see the second one for now. So when you multiply with the first fraction, the x plus 1 in the denominator will cancel out with the x plus 1 on the outside.
Oh, okay. I see how that works now.
Then
Okay, thank you.
left with this first term.
Hmm.
And then you do the same thing to multiply with the second fraction.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay. So the whole point of multiplying common denominators is so your denominator is gone, okay, disappears. And then once you got rid of denominator, you just do the FOIL expanding, okay. Okay, so we have quite a few answers. Let me check. Okay. Jenny, what's your general form?
Sorry, I just realized I did something wrong. Let me change it.
Okay. Then Aaron, what's your general form?
From I got negative x squared plus 6x and then plus 6 equals 0.
Okay. So don't use the formula yet. Okay, let's get a few more answers. See if we have the same ones. Geoffrey, what's yours?
I got negative x squared plus 6 minus 1.
6x minus
6x minus 1.
Good. Okay, anyone else? Henry, what's yours?
Mine is the
Do you have a
okay.
map? The same as
Okay, I think I did the wrong form. Sorry, I'll redo it.
Oh, okay.
Wait, Mr. Jason, which one are we talking about for the, which side is it or that we're talking about?
Which side? What do you mean?
Like for the negative x squared plus 6x, is it
These
like,
are the answer from other people. We don't know which one's correct.
oh, okay.
Yeah, we're just checking, okay? And yeah, what's yours?
I have the same one as the second one.
Second one, okay. Bernice?
I realized I did something wrong, so I'm changing it out really quick.
Okay. And Shanier? Shanier, what's your answer? Yeah, does your mic work? Oh, okay. Then are you able to type it out? You can try. Okay, okay, I'll come back to you. Okay, anyone else?
I got the first one, like the same one as the first one.
Okay, so far 2 votes for the first one, 2 votes for the second one. No
Wait, actually, I actually got negative x to the power of 2 plus 6x plus 1 instead of minus 1. Sorry.
Oh, we have a third answer. Okay. Tony, what's yours?
I got the second one.
Second one. Okay. All right. I think we have enough votes here. Okay, let's go over. Right. So it looks like the answers are divided. Okay. So we need to make sure your general form is correct. Otherwise, no point using the formula, no matter how good the formula is, right? Okay, so let's take a look. Where did we do wrong? Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay, Shanier has x squared plus minus 6x minus 1 equals 0. Well, this answer is the same as the green one, right? Because all you need to do is move everything to the other side, right? So basically you have these two are the same thing, okay? So we have basically 3 answers with about even number of people got the same. So let's go over, okay, one by one. So we take the outside, multiply with the first fraction. So x minus 3 is supposed to cancel out, right? So you should left with 2x plus 2. Okay? And then if you multiply the denominator with the second part, the x plus 2 will cancel out. So you should be left with plus 3 times x minus 3. Right hand side times it by 1, it doesn't do anything. So I'm just gonna ignore that. Okay, double check your work. Your first line should look like that. And then just expand, okay? 2x plus 4, 3x minus 9. Okay. Is there anyone wants to take off the answer from the list? And then expand the right hand side, x squared minus x minus 6. Okay, you need to do FOIL. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Collect the like terms on the left side, so you get 5x minus 5. Okay, so we can move everything either to the left side or the right hand side. Okay, but I'm going to move everything to the right side instead because I prefer to have the x squared to be positive. Okay, it's just looks a little bit better without negative at the very front. Okay, so if we do that, it will look like x squared minus 6x and then minus 1 equal to 0. Okay, so either this answer, the third one, or the fourth one. Okay, so please check your mistakes. Okay, find out where you did wrong so you don't do the same thing again. Okay, but either the green one or the blue one, they're both correct. Okay, you can move to either side. I'm gonna keep the x squared positive, all right? Okay, can you raise your hand if you're ready to start using the formula? Okay, so we can list out our ABC. A, B, C. Okay, and then step 2, formula. Quadratic formula. Okay, probably haven't memorized it yet, right? So you can write it down, x equal, test yourself, negative something plus minus square root something square minus 4 something something to what? Okay, see if you can remember it. Take a look at the formula and then cover it. Okay, try to fill in without looking at the formula. All right, so plug it in. Once you have the answer, simplify it. Okay, raise your hand after you got the answer. And then we need 2 answers, one in decimal, rounded to the 10th, okay? The other one also in decimal, rounded to the 10th. So we have 2 separate answers. Right, so please raise your hand once you got the radical form. Okay, Wilson, what's your radical form look like?
So it's x equals to well, can I just say the numbers that I put into the brackets?
Not the brackets, but we want the final answer, radical form.
Final, so x equals to 3 plus minus square root of 10.
No denominator?
No denominator.
Okay. Isabella, what about you? What's your radical form?
I got x equals to -6 square root 36 plus 4 over -2.
Plus minus root 36.
36 plus 4.
Oh, so 40
Yeah. Over 2. -2.
over -2.
Yeah, I got the same. I just simplified it to 3 plus minus root square root of 10.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. How's the rest of you? Are you guys done the radical form? Please raise your hand. So sometimes you might need to simplify it, okay? After you plug it in, you want to simplify as far as you can. Okay, so let's plug in the numbers. Negative b, our a is 1, b is -6, okay? C is -1. So if you plug in negative b, right? B is -6. So negative will make it positive. B squared minus 4ac. So you see, that's why I want to have brackets. Because sometimes you get a lot of negative signs. If you don't have bracket, it looks very weird. Okay, over 2a. Okay, and then if we simplify that, let's do on the side here. Be 6 plus minus, and then this part will be 40 over 2. The root 40 you can simplify. Okay. Factor the 40, and then it can take out the 2 square root 10. Okay, so it becomes 6 plus minus 2 square root 10 over 2. Then both the 6 and the 2, they can both divided by the 2 in the denominator. So it makes it 1, 1, and 3. Okay, so that's why you end up with 3 plus minus square root 10. Okay, if you move everything to the left side, then you will end up with this one. Okay, so the -6 and -2, right, can still reduce. This part is still gonna become 2 root 10, right? So you can still reduce them. So you end up the same. Okay, so either way, either you move everything to the right or everything to the left. Okay, your final answer should be the same. Okay, now let's turn that into the decimals, right? If you type it in, one is using the plus, okay? The other one is using the minus. Okay, and we'll round it to the 100th. Okay, so if you got the decimal answer, you can raise your hand or check that as well. So one answer using 3 plus, the other one is 3 minus. Okay, can you raise your hand if you have the decimal answers? Okay. Square root 10 is about 3 point something, right? So first answer should be Kat. What's your first answer?
I think I did it wrong.
It's up to you.
Not like 0 point something.
What did you type in?
I got 3 minus square root 10.
Yeah. And you got, what's the answer?
I got like negative 0.616.
Yeah, that's one of them. Very good. That one is using the minus. And Valerie, what's the other one?
I got 6.16.
Yeah, 6.16. Okay. So you just for decimal answer, you need to type it in separately, one at a time. Okay. So if anyone has question about this one, okay, you can ask me during the break. We'll have a break now, and we'll come back at 3 o'clock. Okay.